everyone, today I'm joined with Sarah from the channel AfroTurk. Would you mind giving me a bit of information about who you are and how you started up your channel?
Yes, I don't mind at all. Well, I and my husband met online, so that was already something that people have been doing and asking questions about all over the internet.
Yeah.
And my husband was very enthusiastic about, come on, like we have to share our story, we have to spread the word. So we started a YouTube channel literally because of our story, and we wanted to just talk about our story, you know, how we avoided being catfished, these things. But then it grew into people requesting, hey, can you react to this? Or hey, can you watch this for us and tell us, you know, how you think about it? And so like we turned into a reaction channel really quick. And we got really good feedback. So that's how we grew up.
That's really good. And linked with, obviously you've mentioned that you do the channel with your husband. What is it actually like doing the channel as a married couple? Like, do you face any obstacles, any days when you're recording because of it?
All the time. Mostly because, you know, like when you have a channel, it's like having a child. You have to take care of that child. And if the child is neglected, one parent can think, you know, it's fine, and the other parent's like, no, this needs to be taken care of now. And then that's when we fight. Like in the summer it got really bad, and I have a cousin that tried before us, and because they started fighting, they quit. So I was like, I don't want us to quit this. We already started, and even though it's small, I know we're growing, so I don't want to quit. So I kind of was like, okay, you know what, Emir, you're going to take care of what we can put out, and I'm just going to take care of organizing the days that we do it and editing. So after we made that clear, it was so much smoother. Like I didn't stress out about it because I wasn't like, oh my God, it's Friday and we didn't record anything. If he didn't want to record, we didn't record. That was how it went. And in the summers, that means we didn't record anything because I guess he wasn't in the mood. But then after he was like, wow, we're wasting time, let's start. Then he really like picked it up. So when I kind of stepped back,
yeah,
he picked it up. So
also, I know you said you do a lot of reaction videos, so I'm guessing it is mostly just filmed in your house, but has COVID impacted sort of your channel in any way? Was there anything that you were planning to do, but obviously the pandemic got in the way, and sort of what changes have you kind of had to make because of the pandemic?
That's a great question. We originally, if you go back to our original videos, we were traveling. I was going to Istanbul, I was going to Ankara, I went to Kuşadası, and Emir's actually a boxer, so he has to travel the country to go to these fights, and all of them have been canceled. And we record them and we try to post them and give advice to upcoming boxers or whatever, but that didn't happen. So we had to literally sit in bed and react to channels. And I know that I and Emir were like, we don't want to be a reaction channel. Like we wanted to be a channel about couples and like me coming to Turkey to meet a stranger. What is my experience? But it became a reaction channel, and that's okay.
One question that Jess actually had for you was, we're wondering, how long did it take you to hit 1K subs, and what did you kind of do to go about it?
I think it took us, when did we hit 1K? I think it was in July. Oh my God, you brought up a question that I don't even have the answer to. I think we hit it in 4 months, because we started our channel last year in like February or January, somewhere around there. And then like we kept saying, hey guys, we have a channel, can you all subscribe? So combined with my family and his family, they all shared, and we easily got 200-300 subscribers. But then it was like nothing was growing after that. So we were like, we're just going to tell our subscribers on the channel to subscribe. And then they started like telling their friends, and I think we grew in 4 months. We hit 1,000, and we didn't expect that. We thought it would take a year. Maybe it was 4 or 5 months. I really don't remember, but it was very, very quick. And it came from one guy saying, hey, can you react to this song? And after we reacted to that song, we hit over 100,000 views in like a week, 3 weeks. And we were like, oh my God, how did we hit it? So we did reactions. So that's how we grew.
That's really good. Yeah, I'm looking at your channel now, and you said you started about a year ago, and you've gained about 7K subs in a year. That's actually amazing.
Believe me, we didn't think that was gonna happen. My husband was like, okay, we can hit 1,000 in 1 year. I was like, yeah, we can do that. Because in order to do that, you would have to have a consistent flow of subscribers every day for that to happen. And we were like, oh my God, this is gonna be we're gonna have to do really hard, or try hard to do it. So we're very grateful and very, very blessed to have the amount of subscribers we have.
And also looking at your channel now, I noticed that you actually upload more than once a week in most cases. What kind of helped you decide what your perfect schedule was in terms of uploading? Because some people say once a week is more than enough. Some people say you have to upload every single day. What was kind of your way of finding a good balance?
Well, I'm a YouTube fanatic. I watch YouTube all the time, and I know that I'm not at the level that I watch most YouTubers post their videos, but it's all about algorithm and your style. For example, if I'm posting about how to take care of a dog, maybe I won't post every day because you're doing the same thing all the time, and your dog might not want to post that day, right? It's about your dog, so you might not want to post all the time. But if you're doing skincare or makeup or stuff like that, you're gonna post maybe 3-4 times a week because you do your makeup every day, right? So it really depends on your content, and our content is first, we're a team, so we have to make sure we're ready for that day, and we just react. It's not hard work. It really isn't. It's more about discipline. Yeah. It's not hard. It's just a discipline, because sometimes we're not in the mood. We're really not. And if we record, I'm like, yeah, no, not today. We can't do it today.
No, I understand completely.
So how we got our schedule down, first off, like I said, I tell him, you're making the video schedule. I'm going to edit, and I'm going to make sure we're ready to record. And so he buys all the equipment. For example, this sign, he had it professionally built for us. A ring light. We have lights all over the room, actually. And this is just our bedroom. People are like, I thought you had a professional studio. I'm like, no, this is our bedroom. So we decided that a couple times a week was fine, because first, the algorithm is fine for us. If we post every day, the algorithm will hide your videos if you don't get the same amount of views every time. So we're like, no, we can't post every day, and that's not legit possible for us. So a couple times a week is what we settled with.
That's fair enough. And you've mentioned a lot about equipment, and that leads me on to the next question, actually. I was going to ask, what is kind of your holy grail piece of equipment? If you could only have one thing, say your phone can count, you don't have to say oh, you use a camera, because you can use your phone. But what is sort of your holy grail piece of equipment that you definitely feel now you could not make a video without?
Ooh. Besides the computer and my phone, right? Well, I know my cousin was only using her phone, and that seemed really hard. I would have to say, for me, without excluding the computer and my phone, it would have to be a ring light. Because if it's dark, if we have a really big window, but it's coming in on that wall. Nothing is coming in on this wall. So we really had to focus on our light. As you can see, also, we have a green screen. That's not necessary. You don't need a green screen. We tried it on a couple videos, and I'm like, oh my God, this looks like crap. Yeah. So it's definitely the ring lights. Lights are very important, because if your lights are bad, even if your audio is bad, if your camera is dark and they can't see you, they're not gonna watch. Even if they can't hear you very well, they'll watch because you're interesting, right? I don't know.
My next question is, out of all the videos you've made, is there sort of one that stands out to you as your favorite for whatever reason?
Every video becomes my new favorite, to be honest, because we're developing a craft. We have never done this before. So I, as an editor, because people think he edits, because I don't know why, but they always are like, why do you add so many memes? Or why do you cut so much of the video? Or why do you talk so much in the video? We had to learn how to ignore that and just do what we like. And after we grew out of that, I think after the summer, we really were like, we're comfortable. We don't care what people say because we're happy. So we're just going to keep doing what we want. And that makes the videos even better and better and better. I think right now, I have a couple favorites. Like the one that's Malik, it's called like Angel. That's a reaction video. That's one of my favorites. And another one that is just a personal favorite of mine is when I went to Kushadisa with my husband. That was very fun. That's why it's my favorite, one of my favorites. So there's a lot.
Especially during the lockdown and the pandemic, there's been a lot of people, again, that have decided they want to start a YouTube channel. What is sort of one tip that you'd give to anyone who is looking to start a channel?
Definitely, I would say, like, ask yourself, are you prepared to deal with criticism? Because our egos are fragile. I'm just telling you now. That's why I and Emir had so much problems in the beginning, because we thought like we didn't think we were gonna be like great, but after people were like, oh my god, you guys look bad together, or you guys shouldn't have met. That's a dangerous thing you're doing. And just hearing things like that, like if you have a really fragile ego, don't do anything online. Like you can't do anything online. But for me, like I have a really big family, and I've always like our jobs as a big family is to like insult each other. So I was used to it, but my husband was not. He was like, these people are making me not want to do YouTube. So I would really encourage whoever wants to start YouTube first, like grow to your own self-confidence. Like make your self-confidence up to here before you start. If you know that you are fragile, like don't do YouTube. Your whole mental health will deteriorate. And if you have someone who can like do it with you, not like you don't have to have a partner, because then it kind of makes it complicated, because then you have to like do the same like schedule, have the same thing going on. But if you have someone who can say, hey, Alyssa, you have time today to do your YouTube channel, like have someone like check you up, because if you don't have that self-confidence, you probably don't have the self-discipline either. So have someone check up on you, tell you what to do, like, hey, you didn't post today, what's going on, right? That's what I would say.
That's really good. And also linked with, I guess, criticism, I'd say, like, in my personal case, I'm quite strange in the sense of if random people on the internet say something bad, it's in one ear out the other. It's more if someone I know criticizes me, like, for pursuing something creative. What's kind of your way about it? Like, or I guess Emir's way, like, does he find it easier to hear criticism from particular people, or I know it's a bit of a strange question, but
no, I understand. It's definitely on person to person like basis, but for my husband, his ego is definitely very fragile. He looks very tough and he acts tough, but if someone says something to piss him off, it's too late. He's ready to fight, right? So that can show in his videos. But for me, like I said, I'm an actor. I can pretend everything's okay. I can pretend, but he can't. He's very quiet also. He doesn't talk a lot. I talk a lot. So that helps me. But for him, people were like, you look bored. You look like you don't know what you're doing. And he'd be like, fine, I don't want to do YouTube. I'm like, you're making them win. You're letting them win. And when I told him this, he was like, yeah, I don't want to let them win. I'm having fun. I have a great wife. I'm going to keep doing this, right? You kind of have to just hype them up.
Have you kind of had to adapt your content even further, other than just like the reaction videos, like, and how have you managed to make sure you keep up with sort of trending topics to make sure you're keeping an audience?
We are not good at that yet, to be completely honest. We are not. Like, for now, a lot of things are trending that week. Like, for example, my family's from Africa, and right now, African food is trending on YouTube right now. And people are cooking African food, and sadly, a lot of the ingredients aren't in Turkey. So thank God I have a friend here that can make it, because I forgot how to make African food. I'm from America also. So my dad is from Africa, my mom's from Miami. So I have a mix of that, but I'm not good. So sometimes I just ask my husband, you know, when is a good time for you to try this? Because if you don't want to do it, like I said, he's the one who plans what we're going to record. If he doesn't want to do it, we don't do it.
Yeah.
And that's how I kind of keep with the trending tabs. I have to watch a lot of YouTube. And good thing I like to do that. Like, because if I didn't, I would be so bored. And yeah, so that helps. I don't know if I answered everything. Did I answer your question?
That's more than fine, but you say you watch a lot of YouTube. Do you have any YouTubers you kind of binge watch at the moment, or any particular genres of videos that you watch?
Yes. I love cosmetology. I love everything that where I can see progress in people. Like, I love watching people who have like started from like literally like, I don't know, using Play-Doh to do their nails or literal chalk to do their makeup, and now they're like beauty gurus traveling across the world.
Yeah.
But I also like video games, and that's definitely a genre that is for a lot of people, because people are bored. They like to watch gameplay, and I like to watch like scary gameplay. A lot of like Minecraft stuff, like I don't watch that. I don't watch like Roblox or stuff like that. I think it's like childish. But like if it's a mature game where there's a story, kind of like a movie, like I watch it like a movie. So that's what I'm into right now.
Do you play games yourself, or do you just like watching them?
I've liked watching them since I was little. I have 5 brothers. One is older, one is younger. So I've been around video games all my life, and they are all like around my age. So my little sisters are too young for me to kind of like, here makeup, here hair, like let's talk about clothes. So I've always loved sports, video games, and getting dirty. But I never thought I was talented enough to get into the video game sphere. Like I don't have that talent. It's talent. It's true talent for people to play games.
See, I don't even know. Like, I'm kind of like you. I've got an older brother who plays a lot of video games. Especially at the moment, he likes his FIFA and his Warzone in particular. But I've grown up to hearing him on the console all the time. And I didn't get into playing like video games myself until I was almost 18 probably, but I was watching them all the time on YouTube. There's just something about it that draws you in, like watching other people play. But I was awful when I first started, and like it's just fun. You don't have to be good to play. It's just, I guess, escapism at the end of the day, isn't it?
Yes, exactly. I love watching it. I think my favorite creator is Corey Kinchin, and he's from Detroit. And I live very close to Detroit, so I'm like, I live so close to my favorite YouTuber. And that just made me, I don't know, more into his videos. Like, if you can relate to people, you watch them, right? So.
Yeah. And is there a particular game you love watching more than anything at the moment?
Ooh. That's a good question. It changes all the time. Like I said, I like horror stories right now. I think we're watching one about a hotel. I think Corey has a series right now where he is finding ghosts in a hotel. I don't even remember what it's called. It's called, like, I think it's called Night at the Hotel or something like that. It changes all the time for me. But that game right now, I'm invested. Like, I need to know the end. I need to know if she dies. So I'm kind of watching that, and I love to watch, believe it or not, this is a guilty pleasure, but I like to watch James Charles. It's putting on makeup.
Actually, I love watching James Charles.
I love him. I'm like, he's just so cute. He loves to like get his hands dirty and to create something new. I know he's really like weird and he has a lot of controversy behind him, but like he's just my guilty pleasure. I love to watch him create makeup, and if I could show you my table, I would, but it's full of makeup right now, and I literally will watch him and put on my makeup at the same time. So
I think I need to start doing that. I get too scared, like seeing someone so talented and going, I could never recreate something like that.
You can't say that. You just have to say, I'm going to do it exactly how they're doing it. And if it turns out completely disastrous, you'll just say, okay, I'm not going to do that again. But it was fun watching him do it, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I've only really got one more question for you, actually. And I guess it's quite a broad one, but as we're heading through 2021, as we're in 2021, and hopefully as the pandemic passes and everything slowly returns to some kind of normality, whatever that is, do you have any exciting plans for the channel, for yourself, like that you're looking forward to for the year?
Yes, I do. We have his immigration coming, and I believe that we're going to document it. We're going to document the whole thing, because there is really not enough couples talking about, hey, we met here, and now, for example, me, I can go to America whenever I want, but for Emir specifically, since he lives in a Muslim country, America really rejects that. So it's been even harder for us. And we're definitely documenting that. This summer, we're going to document everything. They've asked for some affidavit paperwork. So after we get that signed up, we might post about how we got our affidavit signed. And when they invite him for his interview, that's definitely going on the channel. Like how Emir prepared for his interview. If they reject him, that's just going to be how the channel goes. But I don't think they will, because we didn't do anything wrong. He doesn't have a criminal record or anything like that. So that's going to be documented. And then also, we've done a lot of Turkish stuff. So a lot of our subscribers are Turkish. And because of that, we don't get a lot of money, because the ads that are coming from Turkish companies, they put in like this much money, right? So if we get money for ads, it's not much. So we're probably going to try to do some more African reactions and American reactions. So it's not just Turkish reaction, American wife reacts to Turkish, blah, blah, blah. It's going to be more American, especially when he comes to America. It's going to change a complete 180. So
you just actually made me think of one more question that I didn't write down, but I really wanted to ask, if that's okay. Obviously, you said you're still in Turkey at the moment because of the pandemic. Sort of, what probably the biggest difference that you found from living in America to living in Turkey?
Oh, I'm black, and Turkish people aren't black.
Yeah.
And because of that, people literally look at me like I'm purple. Like they're like, who's she? Especially like when my hair is like all in a big fluff. Everyone is looking at me like I'm some sort of strange creature. That is something I've grown to get used to. And the food is different. I've lost a lot of weight because American food is very, very, very bad, but it's very, very, very good. And I grew on it. So I'm like, I miss donuts. I miss fried chicken. Yeah, they have fried chicken, but that's not popular here. So you have to search for fried chicken. And that's just stuff I've grown to learn to accept. I do like it here, though. It's strange. I wish they were more inclined to tolerate appearances and not so strange and like, oh my God, she has darker skin than me. And it's not like a racist thing. It's more like, if I only grew with black people and then I saw you, I would be like, how did you get that skin color? What happened to you, right? And they act weird, especially from the pandemic. They think we brought the pandemic here. And I'm like, no. They look at us like, oh no, coronavirus has lost. I've heard people talk on the bus, and me and my black friends will get on the bus, and then we'll be like, hearing someone say, oh, coronavirus has entered the bus. I'll be like, wow, that's when it gets a little racist. But it's because they don't know. The only black people they see are on TV.
Yeah, I think that's all the questions I actually have. I think we've got through everything.
Take me away, just like sweat on a summer day. You're a